Alrighty, guys. So, this is the first of maybe many Let's Talks. Not entirely sure. It'll kind of just depend on how you guys like this series. Then again, I might just do it for fun. I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, I'm gonna start off this with, and I'm more than willing to do Final Fantasy, Star Ocean, Dragon Age, Mass Effect, uh, Tales, those types of series as well for this. But I'm just going to start off with my favorite series, which, if you can't tell by what's in the screen, is Suikoden. Now, I have to say, my fondest memory is when I actually got into this series. I went to my local game store and I picked up 3 and just kind of looked at it. And I flipped it over and read the back because that's how you used to know, if you wanted a game. And I read the back and I was like, this looks interesting. I like this idea. So I brought it home and I played it and I absolutely loved the game. It's like, oh my goodness, I can't wait for the next one, even though I hadn't even, scratched the surface of 3. And as soon as 4 came out, oh boys, did I ever get that game, and oh dear, did I love it dearly. And then as soon as 5 came out again, I had that game in my hand and I played it and I loved it dearly. Now, yeah, I did have to use the guides to get all the characters, but that's just my personal experience. And then I have now recently played 1 and 2, and I still really love them as well. The only one I don't really like is Tactics. The DS game is okay. But that's not what this series is about. These Let's Talks is where I'm going to go through and take different parts of the game, and not like mechanics so much as what's important in that game and in that game's world. So, the best place to start off is, you guys are probably wondering, well, who are these people on screen? Well, they're the main characters of each of the games. 1 is in the middle, 2 is above him with the shield. To the right of 2's character is 3, and in 3 there's actually 3 main characters. The one that's shown is just normally considered to be the Flame Champion, which is why he has the fire above him. On the other side, you have 4 at the very far, and 5 there next to him. And you notice they're all males. It's just a thing. I don't know why, but it is. And it works perfectly well for this series. But you're probably wondering, what are these things above their heads? What is that? Well, those are called runes. And no, they don't actually float above their heads. They can be attached to either arm or your forehead. Wouldn't recommend the forehead. I'll explain later. So, the main premise of runes is you can equivalent them to magic in any other game. And that's exactly how they work, just like magic. Except, you notice none of these characters look like wizards or mages or anything of the sort. That's because they're not. 1's character used staff, 2's character used, don't even know what they're called, but kind of like, almost like gauntlet thingies. You can see him having them. 3's characters used swords, 4's characters used dual swords, and 5's character uses a staff. And not like a magic staff, like, I'm gonna beat you with it staff. So, again, not really magic casters. Here's the catch. In this universe, anybody can use magic. Doesn't matter who you are, you can use it. So long as you go to your closest rune store, pay anywhere from 1,000 and up in gold. Well, it's not gold in that game, it's called Potch. But you say you pay 1,000 Potch, you get your rune, pay a little bit more money, and you get it attached to you by the rune master or mistress. Okay, seems pretty simple. Now, does this give you untold godly power? No, not really. Kind of the way the runes work is there's 4 levels. And I guess the best way I can do this is let me bring up paint. Alright. We got some paint up here. Oh, yeah. Alright. Like this. So, there's something on my screen. Also, my screen is a touchscreen. I partially hate that. Erase this, guys. And I'll kind of explain this. So I kind of need this up for what I'm going to do next. So, one. That's not a very good line. Oh, that's right. We have this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4. And let's say fire. Let's say you get the fire ruin. Alright. So the fire ruin has level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4 magic. But let's say you get this and you're like, I don't know, a level 5 character. Don't ask me why the 5's weird. But anyways, let's say you're a level 5 character. So, level 5, you might not know any of this. But let's say you get to like level 10. And you unlock this one. So yay! And then as you grow some more levels, you eventually unlock level 2. And so forth and so on. As you gain levels, because you've had the rune on you for longer periods of time, you can just kind of completely get rid. You have complete and utter control of the rune. Just open up a new thingy because I'm going to need that later. Now, these runes, you have your fire, your water, your wind, your earth, and your lightning. Those are your 5 element ones. There are ones from martial arts as well as buffs. But anyway, so you have those 5. And pretty much, I don't know how well you guys can see this. Water. So, this here is just a simple water rune. If I do, I wonder if it'll show me what I want if I do this. Doesn't look like it. It shows me the 5. Those 5. But, well, I'll use it. Okay, so there's the water rune, the fire rune, the wind rune, the lightning rune, and the earth rune. Now, these are not what you'd actually see in game, because these are the true elemental runes. And those are a big part of the series as well, because there's 27 true runes that are like fundamental to this world. They pretty much control the world. But these are your 5 elemental ones. So these are what the true runes look like. And you're probably thinking, well, where's the ice one? Why isn't there an ice one? And that's because in the Suikoden world, ice and water are the same thing. So they just kind of merge together. Now, water and wind are healing and a little bit of offense. Your earth is buffs and some offense. Your lightning and your fire are your attack. Your like major attack ones. One of my favorite ones is actually called the shield rune. It's one of those extra ones that doesn't really fit anywhere. But I absolutely love it because it's a buff heal rune. And I guess it's what you would call your your white mage, and it's a beautiful rune, and I love it. These, the fire and lightning, you would equivalent to your black mage. These you would equivalent to like your red mage almost, the wind and the water, because that's just red mages can do healing and attack. This is your defensive buffs. Now the reason I still have paint up is because do this. True ruins, and I need to make the text like a ton bigger, so that way. Alright, so the true runes are here at the top, and from them we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now for these 5, we have fire, and, well, this one's called flame, thunder, Mother Ocean, Mother Earth, and Cyclone. And from them, deboot, we get fire, lightning, water, earth, and wind. And then from those, we get sword of fire, sword of lightning, sword of water, sword of earth, and sword of water. So that's kind of like how it like trickles down. Like the true runes are the parents to everything else. So this would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's kind of an easy breakdown. Now, of course, there's still like the poison ruins, the shield ruin, the martial ruins, which are like the boar ruin, and there's boar ruin, a hawk ruin, a falcon ruin, the ninja ruin, the sheik ruin. There's a bunch of different ones. The berserk ruin. But essentially, this is how the world works. It's kind of how it's controlled. Everybody understands ruins. Nobody really fears them unless they're like a true one, and then it's only, God forbid, you're up against someone that can use it. Now, the true ruins, there's 27, and they control everything. So, these are the 5 elemental ones. Flame, the true flame ruin, true mother, I think it's just called true earth ruin, the true lightning ruin, the true wind ruin, and the true water ruin. I literally think this is exactly what they're called. So there's those. Very easy. There's Soul Eater ruin, which is this, I do believe. And then there's another, this is called the Rune of Punishment. This one. This game here is about the Sun rune and the Moon rune, and the Moon rune kind of got broken, like, too, so there's the Twilight and the Dawn. This is the bright shield and the black sword ruins, and that one has all the elemental ones. So, and we know of a few other ruins other than those, but each of the games centers around, well, at least one of the 27 true ruins. We do know some of them, not all of them, because unfortunately Konami disbanded the team that was making the Suikoden series, so we have no idea if the series is ever going to be continued. There's a bunch of fan projects that are going on to try and continue on the series because a lot of people love the series and are just finding out about the series and are kind of like, why not more? But the 27 tree runes, the way they work, is unlike going to a rune shop and buying it and getting it attached to you. The 27 true runes have a mind of their own and pick their wielder, needless to say. And so each of the main characters has, they either passed some test or been picked by the rune to, wield it. And, fate's a really big thing because these runes are tied to fate. They can change destinies. So they're very big and very important, and they're always tied into the main plot of the story for very good reason. And I think the next video I'm going to do will go over the world. That one I might have to break up because it's such a fantastical world. Just to give you guys a taste for the next one, if I type in world map, I might be able to pull it up. Here we go. Oh, I don't like that one. I like this one. So, just to give you guys a taste, this is probably about half its size, and if I blow it up, see how just freaking big the world is, and the parts that you see here that are creamish color that aren't completely filled in, well, those cream colors haven't been explored yet. And like neither has up here. Like we know what it is, but that's about it. And here hasn't been explored completely either. Like literally you go from like here is where you start 3. So there's like all of this shit that you've never been to. But yeah, so that's that. I hope you guys have enjoyed this kind of like impromptu kind of let's talk about Suikoden. I'm willing to do others. Just let me know if you guys want me to. And I will see you guys next time.